There was some positive news coming out of the governor's office last week with the announcement that business restrictions will ease starting Saturday. The curfew on restaurants and other businesses will move from 11 p.m. to midnight, allowing, as Governor Lamont put it, for restaurants to possibly offer second seatings in many cases. Outdoor restrictions are also being lifted. There will no longer be a limit on how many people can sit together at a table. There's an 8-person limit right now. And you'll be able to enjoy an alcoholic drink without having to also order food. Then on May 19th,
at that point, we're going to essentially end all the remaining business restrictions.
the governor will leave it to restaurants' discretion to know the CDC guidance and to do what they can to keep people safe with no mandates from him. The curfew goes away. There will no longer be limits on gathering sizes. Joining us to talk about these changes, Scott Dolch, Executive Director of the Connecticut Restaurant Association, and Tim Cabral. He's one of the owners of Ordinary New Haven, a bar and restaurant located right on Chapel Street. Scott, I want to start with you. What does this mean to your members? Were they relieved to hear this news?
Absolutely, Eric. Thanks so much for having me. It's been a long 13 months, as you know, and to actually see, someone said to me the other day, it's real light at the end of the tunnel. We start to see an opportunity to reopen our businesses back and obviously still do it safely, but to help our industry recover fully.
Tim, Scott said it. It was a long 13 months. What were those 13 months like at Ordinary? And then moving forward, what do you expect the changes will be?
Oh man, it was like Scott said, it was a very long 13 months. We had to get extremely creative. We started hosting tons of virtual events. We were intermittently closed at different times. We used the summer of last year to renovate our space. We're going into our 8th year next week, so we wanted to make some changes while we were closed for now and for the future. And we're excited for the changes. We're definitely going to slowly ease back into them. We're not just opening the floodgates and saying, okay, things are back to normal. We're definitely going to keep in the direction that we're going, but it's good to have them loosen up and it's good to have more control over what we can offer.
Well, I know we have some video from inside your establishment, which is spectacular to look at, how pretty it is in there. Tell us practically, what has it been like as far as how you've moved people around that space, and how will things change as the governor's restrictions change?
So one of the things that we did was we have our front foyer. I'm not sure if it's in the video or not, but that's where you enter from. We kind of shut that space down, and we put in a door buzzer that when you get there, you would ring the buzzer and it connects you directly to a manager, and then the manager greets you. So you don't enter the building until there's a space for you. You know, we've been operating at 6-foot spacing, all the limitations that everyone's been operating under. So we didn't have people walking around. You didn't enter unless there was a space. We shifted over to reservations, which we never did prior. And some of the things that we've changed we're actually really enjoying, and we're going to keep going forward with them. We noticed that the slow down service, people are enjoying, they're eating a bit more, they're spending more time, and that's been good. So that's definitely a direction that we're going to continue. We're not going to go after a standing bar where it was 3 deep like we once were for a long time. That's something that we do want to shift, where we put high tops in the bar room. We built out the back room with these private nook booths that, you know, they could hold from 10 to 2 people. So that's been a lot of fun. And we're focusing on food and service and just, making sure that the customers are safe as well as our staff.
We heard from the governor's comments that it'll now be up to restaurant operators like you to know the best guidance. So what do you say to customers who are saying, okay, great, Tim, I'm coming back. What should I expect? How will you be following that, and how will you be adjusting to it?
What they can expect from us is that we have their well-being in mind as well as our staff's well-being in mind. We've always focused on quality of product. We've always focused on quality of service. And I think this just continues in that. So we're going to continue for at least probably the month of May, like continuing around the midnight shutdown. Like, I'm happy that it is going to midnight. With the world not being allowed to stay out till 2 a.m. for a long period of time, I think we're going to continue with the 12 a.m. shutdown for a bit and then ease back into, and see how things are going. Once the regulations lift on the 19th, we will add more seating in our bar area. That's where we took the biggest hit. So we're going to have 5 2-top high tops and then 15 seats at the bar, and then a couple of tables on the foyer. So we gain a lot of seating where we were missing it there. The back room we had built out with these, I don't know if you're going to show the video, but it'll show like these red booths with wood partition that looks like it fits the space, but that gives us proper protocol for COVID times where we could sit those fully with the wood partitions giving us proper porous separation. So the bar area is where we've been missing the most, and that's where I'm looking forward to to fill it back up a bit, but still keeping it comfortable and still keeping a little bit of separation in between everybody until things really chill out to a point where everybody's feeling safe and comfortable, us included.
It's interesting that some of these things have taken. All of our mothers said nothing good happened after midnight, right? Maybe they were right. Scott, I want to turn back to you. What are you telling all your members? I'm sure there are people watching this Sunday morning saying, good for you, Ned Lamont, but I'm still not comfortable going to a restaurant. So what do you say to your members? You must have skeptics who are going to be, maybe some regulars who are dying to go back but just aren't ready yet.
Well, listen, I think we've gone through all phases of this, and I think our restaurants since the beginning, we've been in indoor dining, as you know, Eric, since June 15th of 2020. We've never gone back on indoor dining. We've had capacity limitations, but our restaurants, to Tim's point, I don't think they're going to just flip a switch and go back to pre-COVID times. They're still going to make sure that the onus of the employees and the customers is taken to heart, because that's what drives. It's all about consumer confidence, and we'll continue to do those things like Tim mentioned at The Ordinary, and that's what I'm telling our members is, making sure your consumers feel safe. When you start to open that bar area back up, or what you might be doing outside after May 1st, all of that still matters, and take to heart what your customers are saying, so they feel comfortable, because you want them to come back. You want them to tell other people, like, look at, I felt really good going to The Ordinary last night, or I felt really good going to that restaurant. So that's really my messaging right now. But the reason we've gotten here also is the efforts of people like Tim that have done the right things to allow us to keep our numbers down and get us to this point.
You got about 15 seconds left, Scott. Just what's your pitch for how important it is to these restaurants that these people come back and patronize their establishments?
Yeah, we talked about it before, 13 months of loss. So to recover from that and get back and to support these local businesses, the next few months are going to be so important, Eric, to get people back in and helping these businesses make up for all that loss, and continue to have a great summer and fall and start to see the other side of this pandemic for our industry.
Oh, and like you said, people like Tim and many other restaurant operators have been working so hard to get ready. So hopefully those crowds will be back when the restaurants can handle them. Tim Cabral from Ordinary in New Haven and Scott Dolch from the Connecticut Restaurant Association. Thank you both for being with us, and we hope both of you have great success as this all opens back up. Coming up next here on CT21, our Sunday Spotlight. We're shining a little light on the bees and learning why some groups are encouraging everyone to hold off on mowing our lawns for the whole month of May. We'll explain when we come back.